Kuzu everyone, Mia Masquamaskiki Piasqueo. I am Bear Medicine Water Woman, and I'm also known as Dion Nelson. I am the Indigenous Facilitator for the Alex Community Food Center. I also sit as Secretary on the Board of Directors for the Medewayoan Teaching Lodge Society of Alberta. I'm very, very passionate about our culture and that beautiful way of life. I'm very, very passionate about our plant medicines and feel a very strong connection to our Mother Earth. Today I am going to share just a few beautiful little teachings about some of the plants and the medicines that grow here in our Treaty 7 territory. So I guess first I will begin with probably one of the most common plants that I think just about everyone knows about, and that is the dandelion. Dandelion grows everywhere, and one of the beautiful things about the dandelion plant is that if anyone ever notices, if you're in an urban area where there are a lot of people, there are a lot of dandelions. And you know, it's funny because I feel as though most find dandelions to be kind of pesky, and they want to get rid of dandelions. They don't want dandelions taking over their lawns. They can be kind of invasive, if you put it that way. But dandelions, like a lot of medicines that we need, are very drawn to us as people. So if you go kind of out more to remote areas, you don't see them quite as much. You see them, but you just don't see them quite as much as you would see them in an urban setting. That is because they're very drawn to us. They know how much we need that medicine. And dandelions have so many different beautiful properties. They're full of vitamins and minerals. They have a lot of detoxing qualities to them. They're the first plants that our bees and our bears access when they wake up from hibernation. They're so full of nutrients and goodness in them for so many different animals, for us as people. And I have right here, this is a dandelion root that I picked and I have dried. And for me, I like to roast these and just make it into tea. So I'll break little pieces off and I'll boil it and I'll make it into a tea. And it's really, really good for your digestive system. It's good for your circulatory system. It's good for your liver. It's just very, very good. It can help aid in digestion and all of those good things. You can also roast it and you can grind it up and you can make it the same way you would make coffee. So although it doesn't have caffeine in it, it does make a very delicious coffee substitute. So love dandelion for that. Another beautiful plant that we have in our area is the sweetgrass. Now this here is a sweetgrass braid, and as you can see in this, it is a literal braid, and each section, so there's 3 of them braided together. In the teachings that I've received, they represent kindness, caring, and sharing, and all people should walk in that way, with that kindness, caring, and sharing in their hearts. And the sweetgrass braid reminds us of that, how important it is to always have kindness towards others, towards all life, to care for those who need that care, and sharing. You know, when we have things like food or medicines or knowledge, even, it's important to share those things, because you never know. That could be something that someone really, really needs that day, that's extending that kindness in the gift of sharing. I do know that the sweetgrass braid is something that we can smudge with. We can also make tea from this. it smells beautiful. It smells like summer to me. We find this in the summertime. It can be tricky to find. A lot of people pick sweetgrass. It's become very popular, you know. Some may even say that, you know, it's used in cultural appropriation, and a lot of people are using it because they hear it's so good to smudge with, and they'll smudge everywhere, and, you know, people want to go and they want to pick it, and people will sell it because it's just a very popular medicine. And but we do have to remember that in order for the abundance of our sweetgrass and other medicines, that we have to be mindful of when we're picking our medicines. Ooh, a winter medicine. Not everyone realizes this, but sometimes we have medicines that are only ever available in the winter time. And one that grows, you'll often find them near rivers, is the wolf willow. The wolf willow, you'll see it has these beautiful sort of silvery, almost sage-colored leaves, and they're kind of like a bushy looking tree. And you'll see these beautiful little silvery berries. I don't know if you can see that, but they're these silvery little berries, and you pick them in the winter time. That's when they're ready to be picked. And they have this sort of like a powdery inside, and it's sweet. And you can eat that part, and it will actually give you a lot of energy, a lot of vitamins in there. And another neat thing about that wolf willow berry is that it also has these big, beautiful seeds. Again, I'm not too sure how well you can see that, but it has these seeds with these beautiful stripes on them, and they're used to make things like jewelry, so beads, and you know, possibly some might use them inside of their rattles. They're very hard. You wouldn't want to eat one of these, but they're absolutely lovely, and they make for some very, very beautiful jewelry and art, which is just another beautiful connective piece in our culture. Another really common plant that I think most of us know of is sage. Now, there are so many different kinds of sage that grow in the Treaty 7 territory, just an absolute abundance of it, if you know where to look. Sage is typically used in our smudging ceremonies as well with the sweetgrass. So I've got a couple of different examples of sage. So this is sage that I picked just earlier in the summer. It's hard to tell because it's in a bundle. I hung it to dry, but it grows in these, you'll see it kind of all over the place in these little single stalks just like this, and they'll just kind of be all poking up all over the place. And this is male sage. Female sage almost looks like little seeds all over, so it'll be kind of like this, kind of same color, and there's just all these little seeds. And it's believed that women can smudge with that female sage when they're on their moon time. But this sage, it's beautiful. It's soft. I have some here, so I like to pull it off of the stem, and I'll kind of keep it in a little bundle here for my smudging, and I'll take some, and it's nice and soft even when it's dry, and you can take it and you can roll it up into a nice tight little ball for smudging, and it smells amazing. Now, there are other types of sage too. This here, this was gifted to me. You kind of see I used a little bit of it, but this is California sage, so it's not from here. It gets imported here, but it's much different. It's very hard. It smells a lot different. It kind of smells like Christmas to me, you know, more like that cooking sage. And this, you don't really crush it up. I mean, you kind of can, but yeah, you definitely can't roll it in your hands unless you want some cuts on your hands. But this sage does really well in a little bundle like this, and then you can just light it and you can kind of shake it and smudge if you like. So this one doesn't really grow in the Treaty 7 area, but whenever you come across it, it is a nice, beautiful gift. Still a gift from Mother Nature nonetheless. This is another thing that I'll often see people do with sage is they'll, this is a large one, but they'll bundle it all together and they'll tie it together. And again, you can light it and kind of smudge yourself, and it's beautiful, it's lovely. Another beautiful plant that does grow in Treaty 7 territory is the diamond willow. Diamond willow is a beautiful, beautiful plant, and sometimes it's also called the crooked tree or the twisted tree. And when you see them growing, they just kind of wrap around one another. And you know, some people often think that they're kind of ugly to look at, but they're actually quite incredible. I have this right here. This is a diamond willow branch that I'm currently carving right now, and I'm just gonna come up close. As you can see, it has these beautiful little diamond shapes all over it. See these little diamonds? And I'll show you where I've already kind of carved. You can kind of see those lovely diamond shapes. And look at that color. And yeah, and it's so hard. It's so strong. It smells incredible. There's so much beautiful healing medicine in these, and so many beautiful stories as well. They symbolize strength and community. They symbolize strength and family, and how important it is to hold one another up. If a diamond willow dies, or if any of its branches break off, the other diamond willow branches and trees around it will literally wrap around and they'll hold it up and they'll keep it steady. And it's very, very hard to break that grip. Very hard to break a diamond willow branch. I couldn't imagine trying to snap one in half with my bare hands or over my leg or stomp on it. I don't feel like that would end very well. It's so strong. You can only ever chop these down. So yes, they're everywhere in the prairies. They're quite lovely. This is a piece of diamond willow fungus. Now, it's just a small little piece, and also it smells incredible. This is a fantastic medicine for helping with anxiety. You can make it into a tea. You can take a piece and you can light it and burn it and smell, and it will actually calm you. If you're having an anxiety attack, or if you're not having a very good day, it really does. It centers you and it brings you back down to earth, and it's quite lovely. It's very hard to find diamond willow fungus in Treaty 7. It's a little bit more north, but it's not, you know, it's not something that you would never find, but it's just more rare to find in this area. But it is a very, very beautiful medicine, and I love it. I think that's about all I have time for to talk about today. Very honored to be able to do this work and to be able to share with the community some of the things that I'm very passionate about with our people, with our beautiful plant medicines, and that amazing connection that we all have with our Mother Earth. So with that, I say miigwech, which means thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I hope to maybe connect with everyone again soon. Thank you.